Good morning. Welcome, everyone. My name is Marilyn Poore. I'm the president of Horry Georgetown Technical College, and I want to thank you for joining us for this very exciting announcement. I'd like to start off by recognizing some of our special guests, and to our elected officials, we have South Carolina House Representative Carl Anderson. He does not make it. He is going on his way to Columbia to do good work for the state, or he's coming yet in. We have our Horry County Council member Johnny Vaught. Johnny.
Here I am.
And was a department chair and professor with us in the engineering program for many years. Myrtle Beach City Council member Mary Jeffcoat. Good to have you here. Thank you all for being here. And I'd also like to especially thank Kathy Crawford with Senator Tim Scott's office as a regional director, and Celia Earhart, Senator Graham's regional director. Thank you for joining us as well. A few of our Horry Georgetown Technical College Area Commission members are here today. Dr. Robert Farrar is here, and Mr. Brent Groom and Mr. Robert Hucks. And it's wonderful to have you here for this announcement today. Members of the media, thank you for being here and for helping us share our stories with the community. There are members of my staff that I would like to recognize, and that is Dr. Jennifer Wilbanks, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Lori Hefner, who is Associate VP in Institutional Research and works tirelessly for writing grants, and her team, as well as our IT professors and leadership here, Tamars McCollum, who's our dean, Luann Timmons, the department chair, and the entire information technology faculty for their hard work in making today happen. Joining me today at the podium is Captain, most of you know him as Professor, this is Captain Stan Greenewald, Professor of our cybersecurity here at Horry Georgetown Technical College, Commander Jeffrey Williams, Executive Officer of the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center, Atlantic, and Mr. Joe Penline of the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center, Atlantic. Thank you all for everything that you've done to make this day possible. Thank you. Thank you. And now, on to the big announcement. Horry Georgetown Technical College has secured a $750,000 grant from the Office of Naval Research to develop a security operations center, cyber range, and forensics lab at Horry Georgetown Technical College. In addition, we have reached an educational partnership with the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center, Atlantic, that will enhance our certificate program and allow us to expand our offerings to 2-year associate degree programs. This grant and the educational partnership will allow us not only to fill critical cybersecurity jobs at SPAWAR, but it will also allow us to provide state-of-the-art technology and resources that are necessary to meet the cybersecurity training needs throughout South Carolina. South Carolina's cybersecurity sector has grown 134%, which is well above the national growth rate of 91%. There are more than 2,300 cybersecurity jobs unfilled statewide, and we are committed to fill that gap. From healthcare to government contractors to utility companies and beyond, an effectively trained cybersecurity workforce is essential to the success in today's world. Companies throughout the region are going to be able to take advantage of the new center at Horry Georgetown Technical College and to send their employees here to be tailored to meet their needs. In addition to serving as a workforce pipeline for SPAWAR and our existing technology sector in Horry and Georgetown counties, this grant and the expanded degree program can serve as a catalyst needed to make the Grand Strand a technology hub, particularly in the area of cybersecurity. This helps Horry Georgetown Tech not only to fulfill our mission of embracing technological advancement in education and promoting economic growth, but it also allows us to play a critical part in keeping our nation secure. For that, I am extremely proud and honored. And now I would like to introduce you to Professor and Captain Professor Greenewald to tell us more about this grant and the educational partnership. Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Four. Hello, everyone. Dr. Four, Commander Williams, Mr. Joe Headline, distinguished guests, members of the media. This is such a special partnership that will lead to a real opportunity to grow our STEM programs and develop the requisite skill sets for our students to follow a pipeline of professional positions in the field of cybersecurity and forensics as they complete our program at Horry Georgetown Technical College. We're going to be building a cyber range, similar to what you see on the screens around you. A unique range, unique to the Southeast, that will provide students and professionals opportunities way beyond our expectations. Our students are going to get to practice against real-world malware and develop a skill set on how to react to these vulnerabilities. And enhanced procedures prescribed by the National Initiative of Cybersecurity Education and NIST. Even more significant, we're going to be able to provide services to our local community for refreshing their skill sets posed by the adversaries that are intent to do harm to our organizations and private industry. Our long-term goal is to be able to offer training to high school students in South Carolina in a virtual environment so that they'll be able to join students across this county and the state that will have access to strengthen their STEM skill sets and begin to experience hands-on building blocks necessary to perform the complexities in the network environment and the ever-expanding area of cybersecurity and forensics. This $750,000 grant from the Office of Naval Research will allow us to acquire necessary hardware and software so that our students will be using additional real-world equipment to master the dynamic arts of countering threats and containing the unwanted attacks if they were to gain access to our organization. The current curriculum that we have in place and the degree program that will be fully operational by fall of 2020 transforms our student focus from informational assurance to a more inclusive focus comprised of personnel who will build, secure, operate, and enable future operations to project power in and throughout cyberspace. This is why our partnership with SPAWAR Atlantic is so important. They will provide us the expertise and knowledge of real-world, hands-on experience that will ensure that we can develop students that will be ready to perform as systems analysts in the area of cybersecurity, forensics, networking, software application upon completion of our unique program. We are also proud to announce that Horry Georgetown Technical College has already had students receive employment offers from this elite program located in Charleston, South Carolina, and are optimistic that we will continue to provide job-ready candidates as we expand this curriculum. Our curriculum includes mastery of the cyber workstation, programming, networking design, firewall employment, ethical hacking, and forensics analysis. Finally, this grant and future grants will give us the opportunity to make Myrtle Beach area a hub for cybersecurity and forensics. We will be able to support industry by providing access to our cyber range, continuing education, training in real-world threat environments. Now, it is my honor to introduce the Executive Officer, Commander Jeffrey Williams of the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center Atlantic, to say a few words. Commander Williams.
Okay, first I'd like to say good morning. It's a great opportunity and great to see all of you today. I'd like to thank President Ford for inviting SPAWAR System Center Atlantic to today's event and for a dedicated support to cybersecurity. Our commanding officer is on travel, Commander Wes Sanders. Our ED is pretty much much dealing with other matters of business critical for operation for SPAWAR System Atlantic, Chris Miller. But although they could not be with you today, they wanted me to convey how excited we are, and we are definitely excited to enter into this educational partnership with you and to meet that meets our common goal. That goal is simply to ensure the safety of our networks, our communities, our systems, not just for the Navy, but for all of our business partners. Like all of you today are pretty much holding, or majority of you today are holding, elements in which we are geared to protect. And the war on cybersecurity is a war indeed. Because every day, every minute, every second, we are under attack. And it's only because of the professionals here today, professionals that you are developing, President Ford, and professionals that are currently ongoing, that our networks are safe, or safer. But we need that to expand. We need that to further develop. And that's why we're here today. For those of you who may not know, SPAWAR is in engineering command with the Navy headquarters located, or for SPAWAR Atlantic, headquarters located in Charleston, South Carolina. We engineer, integrate, and secure information systems for the Navy. And our mission assurance teams is one of the forefront of developing the tools, processes, and people needed to ensure the systems work as intended, and to also ensure that those systems are indeed secure. Currently, we have over 600 mission assurance team members, with 500 dedicated to cybersecurity. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Joe Henline, Deputy for Mission Assurance at SPAWAR System Center Atlantic, to tell you more about our partnership.
Thank you, Commander Williams. Thanks everyone for inviting SPAWAR here today. It's really exciting for us to be here to kick off this partnership and also to kick off this grant. So thank you again, Commander Williams, for the introduction. As he said, I'm Joe Henline. I'm the Deputy for Mission Assurance. Our team is, like he said, ensuring that the systems that we develop for our nation and for the Navy function as they need to function for our warfighters and also are secure. Protecting that data for our nation. So in today's cyber world, protecting our data has been ever increasing. President Ford's support of this partnership, along with the Office of Naval Research grant, is imperative in developing future cyber warriors for our nation. Our nation is in desperate need of this skill set, not just this region, not just SPAWAR, but our nation needs these skills out there to protect not just the Navy, but as the commander said, everyone today has devices that are connected to the networks, and wherever, every day there's attacks on our nation's networks. So thank you, Dr. Four, for all your support with this grant and with our partnership. Also key in this whole development is Stan Greenwald. If it wasn't for Stan's passion for this area, I don't think this grant, along with this partnership, would have made it this far this quickly. Stan's passion for educating students in this area of cybersecurity is contagious. You know, I came up here a year ago and, you know, caught the Stan bug.
I'm a virus.
His hard work and his passion has been key in the success of the relationship with SPAWAR Systems Center Atlantic and HGTC. Just to point out, we have some time afterwards, I would highly suggest that someone take a few minutes and talk with Stan and feel this passion that he has for this area. Sorry about that, Stan. So SPAWAR, we're excited to be here. Me as the deputy for the mission assurance team, we're always looking for and needing good cybersecurity professionals. And we're proud to be here to acknowledge the hard work that has been accomplished by Horry Georgetown Technical College with this grant. You heard a lot of great things coming out of Stan of what he's going to do with that grant, and again emphasize this really isn't about SPAWAR. We're here and want to be a catalyst to help Stan understand those cybersecurity needs out there so he can continue to develop his program for this region, for the state, and for our nation. So again, we're proud to be able to help that. Also, I think it was mentioned that we have, through our pipeline already, 4 students that we're in the process of hiring, and it's exciting for us to hopefully get them starting here in before the summer. So thanks again. We're very excited to be here, and we're really excited to see where this partnership and relationship will go in the future between Horry Georgetown and SPAWAR. Thank you.
Thank you. Will we entertain any questions from the media?
Can you just kind of go through the importance of cybersecurity in a way that, you know, an average reader would understand, just so you can convey what's going on?
For an average reader, let's say that we all have bank accounts. So let's say that now you pretty much have the apps that you want to use those use your accounts on your phone. Let's say you want to use Zelle, Pop Money, PayPal. Now let's say that there is somebody else that's pretty much peering over your shoulder as you're typing in your account information. Now, because there's someone peering over your shoulder, they're seeing exactly what your username is, what your password is. And now they can go to their own system or to the public library, which will probably be a safer bet for them, and type in your information and transfer money to one of their accounts. Now let's bring that back to where we are in today's day and age. Now you have those individuals that's able to use things like calling you up with telephone calls where you can't get away from the telemarketers, but some of those may not be telemarketers. what we'll call social engineering to a certain degree. And as you pretty much have those telemarketers come back calling you, gathering that information and taking that information from online from various sources, as you pretty much go and apply for this particular program, that particular app, especially going through Facebook or others. So now they pretty much have an entire profile that pretty much is dedicated just for you. Now they're able to pretty much go ahead and figure out what your next move is. And before you know it, you start seeing little bits of your account just disappearing. And you don't know from where, since this time, no one's around to see you. No one's looking over your shoulder. They figured out how to tap into your account. Someone has to be the god. Someone has to be watching, waiting, and pretty much capturing those individuals before they break into your account. Does that make it a little easier to understand?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of another key point to that too, is that where he was going is that you had someone peering over your shoulder. In today's world, it's a virtual person. They could be somewhere on the network peering and seeing what your traffic and what's happening out there. So as we're developing these cybersecurity professionals, and what we're relying on is that someone's developing their software, their applications, the networks. We want to rely on that infrastructure for using those apps, so that you don't have to worry about those problems, that you could avoid someone peering over your shoulder, but you can't peer into the network to see who's watching you.
Well, what we'll do now is have an opportunity to meet one another. And we're going to go over into the other joining room. We have refreshments. Media, you are invited to stay with us and have interviews with individual members here today. Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending.